What does it mean to die before you die? I've been contemplating and pondering this for a lot of this lifetime, but especially in the last 6 months, where I felt a very deep pull into this world, into this exploration. What does it mean to die before you die? Because we hear it a lot in spiritual circles, we hear it in even religious circles. But what does it actually mean to die before you die? And what I feel about death is that the only thing that can truly die is what is not real. The only thing that dies is what never lived. And what is not real and what never lived is ideas, thoughts, belief systems, illusions that we create ourselves. We create the illusion of separation, we create the illusion of lack, we create the illusion of need, and we create the strongest one for humans. We create the illusion of our identity, our persona, the mask that we wear. And what that is a temporary mask. The person comes from the word persona, I think it's in Latin, which means mask, which means it's like the actor. And so the mask, the person, the persona, the idea is temporary. It's not real. It's not ultimately true. Our experiences are true, our feelings are true, our experience of the persona, our experience of the illusion is real, but the illusion is not real. And this is where non-duality and those sorts of things that just completely deny reality altogether, I feel, do a disservice to humans. Because in the ultimate reality, yes, none of this really exists. But our experience of this illusion is the whole purpose for the persona, for the person. And what can die is only that idea we have of ourselves. The idea of who we are, the false idea of who we are. And so to die before we die is a death of all the unreal, death of what has never been, a death as what has been experienced as real, but ultimately never was. I'm just going to grind in this water and remove my ankles from the mosquitoes. And so, to die before we die, the concept of death to humans has been so misconstrued, so weaponized, so used against us. The fear of death is used every day in every way to make people conform, to make people do what others want them to do, to allow themselves to be shackled by a falsity, by an illusion. So when we really die before we die, this illusion of the death of the physical body, like this water, this constantly flows when you're sleeping, when you're awake. Your heart is constantly beating at night when you're not consciously aware of it. Your breath breathes all night. You didn't wake up this morning and think, oh, I forgot to start my heart. Oh, wow, I mislaid my breath. No, life is continuous. Life is unending. True life is eternal. The only thing that can die is the false ideas that we've held about who we are and who what this is, and who or what all of this is. So to die before we die, we just let go of our false ideas, one by one, slowly, slowly, letting it all go, letting what can die, die, and let what truly lives, live. Your breath, your joy, your creativity, the life that's beyond the body, but can be experienced fully and more joyfully through the body. When we know this body is a divine vehicle, we don't dismiss it as in some spiritual circles. We see its temporary nature. We know what it is for, but we don't make it the pinnacle. We don't make the body and keeping the body alive as the mission, as the purpose. It's simply a beautiful, amazing tool that allows us to experience life in so many deeper ways. So to die before we die means the death of the unreal, the death of what never was, the death of all the false masks, personas that we wear. And this can happen every second, every moment. So my invitation for myself and maybe you who watch this is to see what has run its course. What is ready to go? What idea of yourself or the world have you held on to for too long and it is no longer serving? And can you let it die? Can you let it run its course? Can you let what's living present to you and represent to you what is true about you? What is eternal about you? What is forever? What is limitless? What is power? What is wisdom? What is truth? What is love? And how can we apply this practically in our lives? How can we not let this be some fluffy spiritual concept? How do we embody dying before we die? We embody it by living it, by experiencing it, by feeling the challenge of experiencing a death of something, the missing of a relationship, the changes in the body, an illness or a sickness, the shifts in your work environment or your purpose or your mission or the people that surround you. Feel it fully. Let it move through you and let that feeling, that emotion, that sensation be experienced fully through the body and let it run its course and die in rebirth, and die in rebirth. Every breath is a death. Every moment is a new opportunity to experience eternal life, experience who we truly are, experience the flow that never goes. Just on time, the blue Morpho butterfly has appeared every time. Let's see if we can catch it on the camera. I hope we can. Let's see if it's going to come to play. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. This beautiful blue Morpho always appears in times of transformation, times of transition. I don't know if you're able to see it, but if it wants to come visit, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see it another day. So the invitation is to die before you die, and die in an embodied way, which means you'll live forever. Until next time. From my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are